Welcome, it's MooDucks time. Haley and Kari bringing that prime shine. Feel the fire, get hype. Let's go on.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode is a little different, and honestly, it's a lot more personal. We're pulling back the curtain and turning the spotlight on one of our own. You see her, you hear her, you vibe with her, but today, you're really getting to know her. This episode is all about our co-host Kari, the laughs, the real moments, the stories you don't always hear, and the heart behind the scene. We're going deeper than the usual questions, sharing a few surprises, and probably laughing way more than planned. So get comfy, turn the volume up, and let's get to know Kari on a whole new level. So,
Hi.
yeah. Before we get started, Kari, how's your day? How are you feeling? What?
Well, it was good because I accidentally turned my alarms off and slept all day.
Fun. That's super fun. I
I
wish I
didn't
could
have
have
anything I had to do, so
nothing, no schoolwork due.
nope, got it all done.
Sweet. All right. First question is, how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Okay. I would say kind, funny. I know I'm kind, I know I'm funny, and intelligent.
Nice. Those are awesome words. And I mean, intelligent, that kind of makes sense. You are getting your master's.
Yes, master's in social work to be a therapist.
Our fellow smarty pants in the house. What's a fun fact about you that might surprise people?
Well, okay, so some people might know that I'm an aunt. You might not know, but I am an aunt to 3, almost 4 wonderful kids. But the thing you might not know is, despite how much I love being an aunt, I have no plans to be a mom. I have never wanted to be a mom.
Okay, I'm going to apologize. If you guys hear banging on my end, I'm sorry. My kids just recently broke their TV and we refused to get a new one. So you're an aunt to almost 4 kids. That's super fun. I know the answer, but what kind of babies? What kind of an auntie are you? What are your do you have nieces, nephews?
I have 2 nephews and 1 niece right now.
Fun. Kids are a blessing.
Yes, I am not going to be a mom.
Especially the ones you can love and spoil and give back.
Yes, I am good with kids.
I get that.
And
I'm
that's
an
all
auntie
fine and
as
good,
well.
But I personally, I know myself, and I know the stress levels I can handle, and I would not be able to handle being the best mom and taking care of myself. And I think it's important to know, like, your limits, in a sense, for things like that.
Right, all good. I mean, very valid. I can tell you, kids are hard. Ooh, kids are really hard.
Don't you know it?
But I also enjoy being an auntie very, very much. I love my niece and my nephew. They're truly a blessing.
It's very fun.
Yes. What's one thing people always assume about you that's totally wrong?
Um, so online friends might know and like not assume this, but I feel like other people would maybe assume that like I don't really get too angry or like super upset about things, but that's wrong. I do very much get angry and upset about things, and sometimes like I have to take a step back and take a break from whether it's the internet or like socializing, because I just get overwhelmed and upset about whatever. I think the online friends might know because I crash out at video games, but there's real life things too that I'm not always like, like our friend Neon literally calls me an angel, and that's sweet and all, but I'm not always perfect. I'm not always an angel. I have my moments where my emotions get the best of me. I feel like most people have that time.
Hmm. I mean, I get that. Okay, so what is one so we all know online Kari to a certain extent. But we don't know the real life Kari. So, what is one thing about real life Kari that would surprise your online only friends?
Um, Would it surprise you? I'm just gonna ask you, would it surprise you if you knew that, like, when I'm not streaming, if I'm playing games with you, it's a high chance I'm in pajamas?
Not surprised, cause same.
Would it surprise you? What else would surprise you? I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like I'm a pretty open book, and like, you guys know me pretty well. Um, I don't know. Like, in real life, Kari is pretty similar to online Kari, because I don't really try to like hide anything about myself. I don't know. What is there, like, something maybe you've wondered? Like, is this the same or anything like that?
No, just something that we would be surprised that you did this or that you thought this way.
Well,
Because when you're playing games, you're a completely different person. I know I am. I'm a completely different persona when I'm playing video games than in real life.
well, I guess I'm pretty like high energy and like, or I try to be. I'm pretty like bubbly personality type, but in real life, I have such a resting bitch face, and like, you know, like, if you would see me in like a grocery store, you would think I'm like the biggest bitch ever, because I don't want to interact with you. I'm like so antisocial. Like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want you to look at me. Like, I don't want to be out in public to begin with, but since I am, don't talk to me, don't look at me. Like, I look like I'm being mean. Does that surprise
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we all have our little quirks. Um, what's a
Yeah.
moment in your life that quietly shaped who you are today, even if most people don't know about it?
Quietly shaped me. Well, My parents got divorced when well, specifically, the day before my 10th birthday is the day my dad left for another family. And, like, it's not all like, oh my god, that's traumatic, because, like, yeah, it was at the time, but, you know, it's been a very long time. So, you know, I'm pretty healed from it. But I think that's something, like, it made me...
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, okay, I thought you did. I think because of that, I had to grow up faster than most kids my age. And also, like, I saw my mom be... She was already independent, like an independent woman. But I saw her have to do that even more so and, like, do what she had to keep us afloat. So I think seeing her do that kind of helped shape me into who I am. And I don't think I would be the same person if I didn't have to have that, like, independence and grow up sooner. And also, it was just, like, for a very long time, it was just my mom, me, and my brother and sister. So we relied on each other. And I think I'd be a different person if I didn't have that happen. So it ended up eventually being a blessing in disguise. But yeah.
Nice. Okay, so this next set of questions, we're done with the welcome icebreakers. This next set of questions is about your personality / everyday life. If you had a free day with 0 responsibilities, how would you spend it?
I guess kind of like I did today. Sleeping. And minimal communication with people. Just, I mean, unless I wanted to talk to someone, but, like, you know, mostly sleeping and just letting myself rest and, like, eat whatever I want and do whatever I want to kind of reset myself. Watch what I want. Yeah.
Valid.
Just make it a very relaxing day.
What's something that instantly puts you in a good mood?
When I talk to my best friend from college, anytime I talk to her, I always feel happy. Or when I talk to you and play games with you, I always feel happy.
That's good. Well, I'm glad I can be someone that puts you in a good mood.
Yes. Even when we're mad at a game, like, we're mad together and, like, we can laugh together. So, yes, always fun.
Crash out together.
Exactly.
What hobbies or interests make you feel the most like yourself?
I feel like collecting my rubber ducks and building my Legos and collecting those. I feel like it really helps give my room my own personality. Like, these are the fun, whimsical things I like, and they're displayed, and I get to also, when I stream building Legos, it gives me an opportunity to, like, relax and just kind of chat with people and be myself while building something that's fun and is going to become part of my room decor.
Nice. Fun. Okay. So, what's your current obsession right now?
Current obsession? Well, I've been watching a few TV shows. So, I've been watching 911. I'm almost on the current season. I'm towards the end of season 8. Like, I've been watching that every day. Catching up to it. And then there's 3 shows right now that are in their current seasons, and I'm watching each new episode a week. That would be Abbott Elementary, 1,000 Pound Sisters, and The Rookie. So I watch a lot of TV, so usually whatever show is currently on or I'm binging is the current obsession.
Nice. I mean, I get that. You know, you gotta be obsessed with some shows.
Mm-hmm.
What's a random talent or skill you have that most people don't know about?
Well, some people in my current life might not know that I can sing. I'm a soprano.
I
And
didn't know about that.
Yeah, I used to sing and act in middle school and high school. I was in several shows. And then I was also in the choir. And whenever we had songs to perform for the concerts, my professor or my teacher would always she would always select a few girls who could sing the highest soprano notes to do that for each song, and I was always picked for those.
Nice.
Yep, I really enjoyed acting and singing it. It was so fun. It was very stressful, but like at the end, the result was always great, and I got to play someone else and just really. It was totally opposite of my like introverted personality, but in those moments, like it was just so fun. But
Right,
yeah,
I get
so
that.
if you didn't know, now you know. Former theater kid, former singer.
I did not know.
Mhm.
What's a moment from your younger years that really shaped who you are today? I know you mentioned about your mom and dad getting divorced when you were younger.
Yes.
What do you think that's the biggest moment that has shaped who you are today?
Yes, but part of that, I'd say with that is because, I mean, my grandparents would help out anyway. My mom's parents, they would help us out a lot anyway because of both my parents working. But even after my dad left, they were really they were our saving grace, essentially. Just still, if my mom couldn't afford an activity that we wanted to do, they would pay for it. And there were some weekends where my mom was at one soccer game, my grandfather was at another soccer game, and my grandma was at a third one, so we could also get to our events. And they were still fun grandparents. We did sleepovers and stuff because they lived right around the corner. But I think having them as part of my life and basically be another set of parents, that really shaped me to be remember to be a kind person and model after them. And they helped us do activities and just so many things that really shaped my childhood, and I'm so grateful for them. My grandfather's still alive. I invited him. I'm gonna be at my mom's for the Super Bowl tomorrow, and I invited him up to have dinner. But my grandmother passed away in 2020, but she was in my life for a long time, and they really helped shape who I am.
Sorry, I had a phone call.
You're okay.
Who has? Well, you just answered the next question. Which was who has had the biggest influence on your life and why? So, and you basically just answered that from your
Mom and
grandparents.
grandparents.
Yeah.
My mom.
Your mom.
It wasn't perfect, but she did everything she could to keep us having a stable and safe childhood despite everything that was happening. So all three of them.
I'm going to piggyback off of the thing that you just stopped talking about. Do you have a relationship with your father?
I do. And it's gotten better over the years, but I never considered him to be like a real like father figure. He was always more like a good friend in a sense. Like I could relate to him on like, you know, he got me into like comic books and the Marvel movies and like all the nerd stuff he liked. And I know that's because part of that is because it's easier for him to relate to people if they're interested in what he likes, and so he always tried to get us into the same things, and I ended up liking a lot of the same stuff. So he would take us to the movies, and you know, now I go to the comic book store with him once a month. So we bond over things like that, and he checks in and stuff about my life and what's going on, and I can talk to him, but yeah, it's definitely been more of like a good friendship rather than him actually feeling like a father. Like my grandfather has always been more of the father in my life, and now I have a stepdad. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you could still have that relationship with him, even though he wasn't, you know, really your dad per se.
Yeah.
He was your father, but not your dad.
Yes, exactly.
What is something you're really proud of but don't talk about often?
Um so I do talk about this like somewhat, you know, I talk about my career and everything and where it's going. But not all the time, but I'm super proud of the fact that I not only got like my bachelor's degree, because I got my bachelor's degree and it took me 5 years, but I still did it. And then through all of that, I moved several times because I had to move back and forth for college. And then I ended up moving from dorm to townhouse off campus. And then got done with my bachelor's, moved back home, then moved with my brother upstate, and then started my master's, and then we moved back here last year, like, and he got a house, and so through all these moves, I was still able to do all this, and also I had a lot of personal things happen throughout getting my bachelor's degree and my master's. I had a few relationships start and end, friendships start, friendships end, had some grief, had some good things too, like, you know, becoming an aunt during all that time and, you know, different things. But through all of it, like, I was able to still stick with school and be consistent. And now I'm here with my bachelor's. And after this semester, I just have the summer and I will earn my master's. And I'm an intern therapist, and I plan to be a full-time therapist upon graduation. So I'm really proud of myself for sticking through it, no matter the personal trials I went through in all this time.
Right. And I'm very proud of you too. I know we've only known each other for what, 2 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years now. But
3 years?
2. It's
Might
been
be 3 this year.
Maybe.
I don't know. Time is weird.
Yeah, it's confusing. It's confusing. But yeah, and I can honestly say that like I am very proud of you. You have done, despite everything that you've been through in the short time that I've known you, and you're still going.
You've been here for some of it.
Yeah. I was like, despite all of that, and you're still at it. So it's very impressive.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What's one fear you're actively working through?
My fear of failure. I'm terrified to make mistakes, especially as an intern therapist, or mess up on a class or something. And then I have to take the license in social work exam before I graduate. So this summer I have to take the exam. It's an online exam, but you have to take it in person somewhere, which is stupid. But I'm still going to have to do that and deal with my fear of failure of that, and fear of failure, like fear of messing up, and just get over the perfectionism thing I have with school, the exam, and my career. Just do my best. So I feel like I'm always actively working through that every time I work on something to do with any of that.
I know that fear of failure can be quite difficult. I've learned that from
Yes,
firsthand, and it yeah, it can be very difficult.
for sure.
Especially trying to get past it, you know?
Mm-hmm. And then if you're someone, like, I don't do this so much anymore, but for a long time, I always worried about what other people thought. So there was that too. Now I don't do that so much, but for a long time that was something that held me back as well. But yeah.
Well, that's not fun.
No.
What's a life lesson? Whoa, what's a lesson life taught you the hard way?
That not every relationship, that every person that comes into your life is going to stay. And there could be a number of reasons why. It may not always be some awful thing that happened. It may be people change, you change, people grow apart, life happens, circumstances change. You don't know. There's a number of reasons. But unfortunately, yeah, even if you think people are going to be in your life forever, that's not a guarantee.
And
That's okay. It's just a lesson to take with you. And
right,
you move on, and you
very,
just keep
very
doing your
true.
best.
Very true. And I guess that's something that we've both learned, especially over the past year and a half of us streaming. We've made friends. We've had, the support and stuff like that, and like our friends that supported us, and then all of a sudden something happens, and oh, they're no longer your friends anymore. They don't want to talk to you.
Yep. Yep, we have both learned that. We've
Um,
tried to stick together through that.
and I guess for me, more so, I had friends. I have friends. I have friends from high school. You know, we used to always talk. We used to always hang out. And then I got married. Like we graduated. I got married, and I moved on. I moved away from the high school scene. I was like,
Yeah.
it's time to put that behind me. And they no longer talk to me anymore.
And that does happen.
They're like, oh, and they always blame, oh, well, you think you're too good for us. No, it's I have more important things to deal with than teenager stuff, even though we are in our 20s.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say this because, it's going to be a gut punch, but we're not even in our early 20s anymore. We're in our late 20s.
Ugh.
Like, yes, that's a gut punch because, I would like to still think of myself as, like a young 20 something kid, but reality is we're in our late 20s now. We're closer to 30 than we are 20. And, yes, that sucks, but at the same time,
Yeah.
you gotta grow up sometime.
Yeah. And yeah, it's sad, but people do change as they grow and stuff, and the person you were back in high school isn't always going to be the same person you are now, and that might mean that,
Ooh, I hope it's not the
you
same
know,
person.
no, hopefully not, and that a lot of times means that you might not, mesh with the same people. It might not always be bad, but yeah, sometimes that happens, and that's something life definitely taught me. Like, you're not gonna always stick with the same people you've known. Shit happens.
Yeah, that is true. So this one's gonna be more deep. This next set of questions is gonna be more deeper.
Okay.
How do you handle stress or tough seasons?
I talk to my mom a
Valid,
lot.
valid. Moms are great.
I love my mom. And I'll talk to you, or I'll talk to, my best friend from college, Rhiannon. That's my first thing, is like, let me see who is available for some support. And then I'll also, like, if I'm actually having like a moment of like serious like anxiety, I'll do like deep breathing stuff, or I have a lot of fidget toys. Or, if it's like depression and I'm just wanting to lay in bed, and I can't talk to someone, like, I'll get on a game or watch a favorite show, eat a favorite snack, like some sort of distraction thing. But yeah, I have a few like coping things, but definitely like having those people I can talk to for support. Or if I can, I'll call my sister to talk to my niece and nephew, because I know that I can just get a smile and forget about things for a moment when I talk to them.
Valid.
Yep.
What motivates you when life gets overwhelming?
What motivates me? Well, wanna... What?
Nothing. You're well.
Well? When life's overwhelming, my supporters are like, they help motivate me, and I want to make them proud. So like you, Rhiannon, my mom, my family. I really want to make my gram proud. I feel like, I know she's proud, but I want to continue to do that. So that's definitely a big motivator, is just the support system from, here and beyond. And
Right.
also, like, that I have this goal in mind, and my goal is to help people. In order to get to my goal of becoming a full-time therapist, I have to deal with the hard days and just get through the next day and keep going. Also, I kind of want money to pay all the loans back, and if I quit now, I'm screwed.
Valid.
So that's also a motivator. It's a reality thing, just,
Sometimes you just need that reality check.
Yep. And my mom co-signed a lot of them, so she told me the first time she did it, she's like, I will kill you. If you... Not for real. But there was a little bit of a threat there, like...
Metaphorically kill you.
Yep, she's like, there was a little bit of a threat there whenever she first signed them when I was 18 and gonna be a freshman. And anytime she's done it since then, like, I don't forget that, like... Yep, I know, because it would screw her too, and I don't want that to happen to her. So I gotta have a job so I can pay those back. But the sweet emotional thing is, I want to make everybody proud and reach my goal.
The burden to be a people pleaser is,
Yeah. For myself too, but yes, that's definitely part of it.
You want to make other people happy and proud of you.
Yes.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that your family is kind of a motivator for you.
Yeah,
Because
I love them.
not a lot of families do. Not a lot of families are that motivation that people need.
True.
Like for me, when I was in college, newsflash, I actually did go to college. Obviously I didn't finish. I dropped out, essentially. And that was one thing is, yeah, my family, they were big motivators for me to go off to college. They were super proud of me, but also I am very family oriented. I love my family. I love being around them. Like they are definitely big motivators in my life. I just love being around my family. And when I was in college, they weren't around me. Like I was off. I was at college. I was in the dorm. And yeah, I did have my one friend that she actually did decide to go to Bethel. I went to Bethel University in Mishawaka, Indiana. Well, at the time it was Bethel College when I went, but they just recently changed. A couple years ago they changed to Bethel University. But
Okay.
um, I did have my friends that chose to go to Bethel mainly because that they knew that they were gonna have friends that went there, but also like I I needed to be around my family. Um,
Yeah.
Around the time that I left, my nephew was just born, and I couldn't stand being away from him. I was in a relationship with my now husband. I hated being away from him, and I just in general was not happy. I couldn't make
Yeah.
any friends other than my one friend that I had. And plus, it didn't help that I was in a dorm room by myself. I didn't have any roommate or anything like that.
Oh wow. Yeah, that would make it tough. And I always tell people, like, because some people just think, like, because I'm in college, I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody needs to go to college and it's the best thing ever. But no, it's not for everybody. It is not easy. And I'm glad I had the experience I had, but I'm also glad now to just be
Almost
home
done?
home near family doing my master's degree online because I think I would have had a hard time staying away longer, you know?
Right. I completely get it. And, that's the same
Yeah.
thing for me. I had a hard time, and I had a hard time being away for college. I had really hard time. Um, but next question. What is
Okay.
something you've had to unlearn as you've grown older?
Um, hmm. Chandler. I've had to unlearn that my family was, perfect. Like, in my eyes, as I've gotten older, like, maybe when I was younger, it's like you want to think like your mom is super mom, and you want to think like I'm the youngest, so I was like my older sibling, like they know what's going on, they know what they do. I'm like, it was, it was hard to imagine that like they had their own issues, my siblings, my mom, like that they had their own personal struggles that I didn't know about. So I had to learn, like, they're not perfect. They're going through their own things. And yeah, sometimes our behavior towards each other, any of us, it wasn't the best. But now, knowing what I know, like, they had their own stuff they were dealing with too. And maybe not everything they said to me was, actually directed towards me. And same with me, we were all just, it was my mom's first time living too, and she was trying her best, and she didn't always get it perfect or right, but she tried. And same with us, like, being decent as daughters and a son and siblings to each other, we were just all trying our best to make it through each day. So no one was perfect. I had to unlearn that. Like, I had to unlearn that I thought they were perfect, and they weren't. Or that, like, they didn't have their own struggles, but they did, and it's okay. Now we all understand all of that a lot more, so I feel like that's made us even closer. Like, as adults, we can try to understand each other better.
That's really nice. Next question is, what does success look like to you right now?
Getting that degree.
Valid.
Honestly, just like, yeah, like getting the degree. But like in a lot smaller terms, in terms of like small successes. If I can do one productive thing each day, even on days when like I don't have homework or clients or anything, if I can just do one small thing around the house or like one thing for myself. Like today, even though I slept all day and it was a very like relaxing reset kind of day for me, I showered and then I asked my brother and he helped me flip my mattress so I could put my clean sheets on the bed because it was time to flip it. So like, I took care of myself and my space, and that's, that was productive. So if I can do one small thing like that today, I'd say that makes it a successful day.
Valid. Self-care is always great.
Yes.
Okay, this next set of questions are going to be about your relationships and values.
Okay.
What qualities do you value most in friendships?
Honesty. Like, just be real with me about however you're feeling, whatever's going on. And listening to like, and also balance, having that like, doesn't always have to be equal in any relationship or friendship every day, but a lot of days, there should be days when like, I can be not at 100% and you'll be there for me and pick up the pieces in a way, the same way I want to be there for you on those days.
Right.
So yeah, balance and honesty and listening. Yeah.
And I think those are good qualities to look for in friendships. I think one thing that drew me to you is that you were very honest with me, and you, even though it may have took us a while to actually get the friendship and the balance that we have, because I mean, my life can be busy with 3 kids, but
Yeah.
I try my hardest, and if I'm like busy, I'll be like, hey, I'm busy right now, can we talk later? Or
You try harder than friends I had for years, I will say.
if
Or
I can tell, like, if something's bothering, like, and especially like if I can tell like something's like really bothering you, like, and that you actually do like physically like need me, I'll let my husband, hey, especially if my husband's home, hey, watch the kids for a minute. I need to talk to Kari. You know, it's that sort of thing. Like, if I can tell that you are going through something and you just need someone to talk to, yeah, you have family, you have other friends, but like, none of them are answering or something, you do come to me, and I really enjoy that. I love that I have a friend that you view me as someone that you can come and be I can't even say that word. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be. It's been a long week.
Yep, I felt
Um,
that.
but I'm glad that I can be someone where you can, open up to and be honest and emotional with, and that actually have someone that is willing to do that. And then also, I'm glad that I have someone that is willing to listen to me, even though 9 times out of the 10 it's just me complaining about my husband or my children.
That's okay. Everyone needs to be able to do that with someone. Just vent.
And not a lot of people have that.
Yes. I'm glad that we found each other.
When we did, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a very honest and appreciative friendship, especially on my behalf.
Yes.
I love that I have a friend that is the same age as me and not a toddler that likes to stomp their feet and talk back.
Yes. And also, I'm someone who, yes, I don't want to be a mom, and like, I don't want my own kids,
But you get it.
but I get it because of how many times I've helped my sister. And I also, like, am very understanding of you're a mom with a life. And, you know, like, if I hear the kids in the background, like, I don't care. I'm not gonna judge or be annoyed.
And
You
you
know, I
yell
know
at
not everybody's
and you
like
yell
that,
at
and
us
it's
if you
fair.
if you hear an apology.
Yep.
You're like, shut up. I don't care. I'm
Yep.
still going to apologize.
I
Cause
know,
my kids can be a lot.
I know, but it's okay.
And I know that because I'm their mom. And they're a lot for me sometimes.
Yeah,
Majority of the time.
but you gotta love them.
Who do you? I can't even remember this. Who do you feel safest being your true self around?
You and my best friend from college. Rhiannon has been, like, there's been a lot of stuff we've had mentally, and she wasn't in college with me the whole time, but we stayed in touch, and through all the ups and downs of life, since I met her in 2018, we have stuck together and been there for each other. She's truly my rock. And there is that true, like, honesty and balance and everything. And, like, she just means the world to me, and I can truly be myself around her. And you too. Like, there's not a lot of people that I can be like, I'm gonna be so fucking real with you. I can't do that with everybody.
Yeah, there are those friends that you have to tiptoe around. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea how much I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, no, and that's not necessarily a good thing that you have to tiptoe around your friends. But,
No.
I mean, sometimes you have to do that with family, so.
Yep.
How do you show love or support to the people you care about?
Well, my love language is gifts, so when I have money, I like to give gifts. Or even just if I can send a card. like, I'll do that. And I feel like I show love, especially in the free way, would be that I can truly be there and like actively listen to whatever's going on in your life. And if you, even if like I give you advice, you don't take it, or you just need someone to listen for a minute, like I really can be that person. I hope I get it in return from people, but yeah, I feel like that's the way I show love, is like showing I'm listening and I care. Even if I can't fix your problem, you can know that someone cared enough to listen to it.
Right. You know, that's something that not a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
What's
And that's
the
definitely like how I figured out like I could be a therapist, is because I was able to do that for friends. So
valid? Very, very valid. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
so I can't think of any like real like, you know, sentimental advice. I mean, like my mom's there with like motivational quotes and things like that. She'll send me sometimes, and she's always been very encouraging for things. But advice I remember is from we were about to graduate high school, and it was actually, I think it was graduation practice, and there was one teacher. He looked at all of us. He's like, just remember, like if you're going to college, C's get degrees, and that stuck with me.
This next set of questions is going to be podcast and our co-host dynamic. So all about, you know, our podcast.
Yeah.
What made you want to start this podcast?
What made me want to start this? Well, it was your idea. Like, I was talking about how much I love playing with you and yapping with you. You know, when we game. And then you had the idea for, like, we could make a podcast out of it. Because we talk so much about anything and everything. Might as well, you know, make it into a podcast, and it'd be something different. And I was completely agreeing. Like, something different for us to do. And fun. Yeah.
I mean, valid. What's your favorite part about co-hosting?
Just that, like, you don't exactly know what may come up with a question. Like, it could be what you think is going to be a quick question, and then it turns into, like, a long thing that you both talk about. Like, you just don't know where the conversation may end up. And yeah, we're pretty good about staying on track, but we're still able to, like, sometimes go into a little tangent about stuff. Like, we don't know where it's going to end up. And that's cool.
Valid. I mean, yeah, I completely understand. Yeah. Sense. What do you hope listeners feel when they tune in?
I hope they feel happy. And I hope they feel calm. Like, it's a relaxing thing to listen to or watch. You know, like, you can just forget about everything else for a minute. It's a low stress thing. That's what I hope.
I am glad you feel that. Because honestly, like, not a lot of podcasts. Like, I listen to some podcasts. I do. I will be honest with you.
Hmm.
You know, podcasts can be fun, but not a lot of them are very welcoming. And some of them make you angry.
I hope ours is just a very chill place to go.
When we're not playing Fortnite.
Yes.
Hey, look, my husband's home. Is there a topic that you're excited or maybe nervous to talk about in the near future?
I'm excited, but also, yeah, a little nervous to talk about movies, like when we have our guest for that. You know, a hint at something to come. Um,
Okay.
because our guest is a movie buff. He's seen a bunch of movies and knows a lot about movies, but I am
This
not
is
so
stuff
much
from
a
Sonic.
movie
You
buff.
can either have them or throw it away.
Um, I'm not so much a movie buff. So I'm excited to talk about different movies, but I definitely won't have as much knowledge as he will.
How he was laying, honey. Okay. So you're nervous to talk about movies?
Yeah, just because, like, I haven't seen, like, every, like, classic and, like, even current movies. Like, I stick to a lot of the Marvel stuff, so, you know, you or him might bring something up, and I'm like, what is that movie? Like, I've never heard of it.
So just to kind of wrap it up, if your life had a theme song, what would it be?
Um, hmm. I'll Be There For You, the Friends theme song. Yeah.
That is
I'll
very
be
nice.
there for you. Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
what's a show, movie, or game you could watch or play over and over and over?
Mm, a movie? I could definitely watch The Hunger Games over and over and over again because I love it so much. Same with Twilight. Yeah, both of those franchises. I could watch those repeatedly.
Movie night?
Yeah!
I mean, that is tomorrow. If you could instantly master one skill, what would it be?
Um,
Fortnite. No, I'm just
the
kidding.
violin!
That is. Oh, I wish I could play an instrument.
I always appreciated instruments, and my roommates in college were in the orchestra and the band and stuff. And so I always went to the concerts and things, and I just always appreciated the violin. I like how it sounds. Also, of course, if I learn the violin, my goal would to also be able to learn to play the fiddle and play Devil Went Down to Georgia. You know, the classic thing.
um, what's one goal you're chasing right now, other than finishing your masters?
Hmm. One goal. I don't know. That's like my big goal, but I don't know that I have other goals I'm chasing really besides, you know, a master's degree and trying to better myself every day as a person and as, you know, an intern therapist.
I mean, oh, that's valid. If Finish the sentence. One thing I never want to lose about myself is.
My kind heart. I never want to get hardened and become unkind.
Valid. And then the last question of the pod. What's one message you want to tell the listeners?
Well, I like our quote, to end, be the sunshine in someone else's day. It's not just a thing we say, it's something we believe, If you can find one thing to make someone else's day just 1% better, that not only will make them feel good, it'll make you feel good, and you'll be a kinder person for it. And same with yourself. If you can find one thing to be kind, to say to yourself to be kind and be the sunshine in your own day, that's something I would encourage too.
That is very nice, and yeah, I really love that.
Thank you.
But you're welcome. But yeah, I guess that's it. That's all the questions that I have. So
Well, that's great. Well, thank you for interviewing me.
You're
That's fun.
welcome. It was super fun, and I hope that these set of questions help our viewers and our listeners to get to know you a little bit better. And wanting to come back for more,
Definitely.
So
Thank you to those who watched or are gonna watch and listen. Hope you like it.
Yeah. Well, that's it from us. Thank you for coming and listening.
Tune in next week for a new episode.
Until then, please remember,
be the sunshine in someone else's day.